Fucking ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spearhead Sundays. How are you going? The podcast, we're up to episode fucking 2, which is pretty good because I can count to 2. It'd be pretty shit if we got up like past 10. Once we get past 10, we're fucked. I can't count. See, can't even speak English. I think it seems to be becoming a trend. Every time I do the podcast, I just forget how to fucking speak. So hey, that's a pretty good thing. So how are you guys doing? Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a shit one. I'm having a pretty good one. It's my birthday. Well, I'm recording this on Saturday. You're listening to it Sunday. So if you didn't wish me happy birthday, fuck you. No, I'm having a pretty good day. It's my birthday today. I'm 22, which is pretty cool. I'm getting past the age where I can get away with shit. You know, like if I ever got done for vandalism, I'd probably be in a lot of trouble. I couldn't really get away with it now. So I'm going to have to be really careful when I go out and smash shit because could get caught, could get in a lot of trouble. Because you're 22, Lewis, you're going to jail. Shit. But it's my birthday. I wanted to let you guys know as well that in this podcast, I want to answer your questions. I want to give you guys some advice. I want to talk to you, and I want to interact with you guys with the questions that you send me. So here's how it's going to go. Every single week, I'm going to pick out 1 or 2 questions, depending on how good they are, from you guys. I will keep them anonymous if you want me to, or I'll credit your name. I'll call you whatever you want me to call you. The email to send questions through to is contact@louspears.com. Contact@louspears.com. What'd you say? I said contact@louspears.com. Are you fucking listening? Yeah, contact@louspears.com. Send me an email, or you can fucking message my Facebook page, send me a thing on Twitter or Snapchat or whatever. I don't really mind. Just do it. I've got a really good question from one of you guys that I'm going to be addressing towards the end because, as you know, I'm going to call this the part where I answer your questions, miscellaneous bit at the end. And miscellaneous bit at the end is by far the worst part of my day. So I'm going to leave that to the end because I don't really want to do it now. I don't want to do it now. I went to my favorite cafe. I want you to know this happened a month ago and I'm still pissed off about it. Actually, I think it was like 2 months ago. I'm still angry about it. I went to my favorite cafe, right? I went to my favorite cafe and I go there every day. They know my name. We talk every time with the girl that runs it and we get along really well. She did something that really pissed me off 3 months ago. I'm still angry about it. I still think about it every now and then and go, fuck, why would you do that? Right? I'm sitting down. I order my coffee that I usually get and then it's pretty quiet. So she goes, Hey, Lewis, can I ask you a personal question? And instantly I'm like, fuck, shit, no you can't. I'm freaking out, right? What's a personal question? I'm thinking, what's she going to ask me? Like, how big's my dick? Or, you know, is my mum dead? Or why do you always look so depressed? Or, you know, are you actually a giraffe? I'm thinking, what's she going to ask me? Right? And then I'm like, yeah, sure, you can ask me a personal question. And I've known this girl for like months, right? So like you'd think a personal question is going to get really, really into it. Like she's crossing the boundary from, you know, the girl who serves me coffee to the girl who knows my deepest, darkest secret. And she asked me, she goes, this is what she thinks a personal question is. She goes, Lewis, what made you get into comedy? That's not a fucking personal question. That is not a personal question. That's like... That, I don't know, look, I don't know why that pissed me off, but it freaked me out, and it's not a personal question. I just said, you know, wanted to do it since I was 12, so I started doing it, and here we are. Now I buy coffee with joke money. And that's not a personal question. I'm sure that's not very relatable to whoever's listening to this, but I don't know, it just really pissed me off, and I wasn't happy with it, and I'm still go there every day, and sometimes I look at her and I think, remember that time when you freaked me out with your personal question, and it just ended up being a normal one? I don't know. I just think that's just not a personal question. A personal question is not like, how did you start doing the thing you obviously really like doing? That's not a personal question. A personal question is like, hey, I heard I noticed you started losing your hair. Do you have cancer? Like, that's a personal question. That's a real personal question. Or, hey, what's your bra size? That's a personal question. What else? What else is a personal question? I noticed you have scars all over your wrists. Have you tried to kill yourself recently? Like, that's a personal question, not how did you start comedy. I don't know, guys. I don't know. That just really annoyed me because I have Asperger's or something. I don't know, probably something like that. I wanted to tell you also about the first time I ever went to a fancy barber. So this happened at the start of the week. I thought, you know what? I wanna start looking good. You know what I mean? I wanna sex sells, right? If I can look a little bit more sexy and sell a couple more tickets, hey, why the fuck wouldn't I do that? So I'm like, I'm gonna put more effort into my appearance. I'm gonna start taking fashion and how I look much more seriously. If you think that's gay, well, fuck you, suck my dick, whatever, who cares, right? So I thought, I've been getting my hair cut at like cheap places for ages. My mum used to cut my hair. Now my mum is a hairdresser, so you know the fade is always fresh as fuck. But she's primarily a women's hairdresser, so this past couple of months I've been trying out new barbers, and I've only been trying cheap ones, and they haven't been very good. You know, you get what you pay for. So I thought, I was like, fuck, I'm going to go to a proper fancy man's barber. And I found this one in South Yarra. It's called King's Domain. Shout out King's Domain. And I went there, and it's $50 a haircut. That's pretty fucking steep. I'm planning on getting my haircut every 2 weeks. $50, and I was like, should I spend $50 on a fucking haircut? That's like 2 tickets to a show. You know what? Sometimes I think, Now that I, my income comes from comedy, sometimes when I want to buy something stupid, I think to myself, how many people came to my show and essentially bought this for me? Like what's a really stupid thing that I buy? Like a comic book, like a fucking $25 comic book. That's one guy. I think to myself, out of all of the people who came to my show, would one of those people approve of me spending their ticket money on a comic book? And I think, yeah, I reckon I could find one person who would approve of me buying a comic book. Or then I look online and I see like a fucking $200 jeans, and that's 10 people. I'm like, fuck, 10 people bought these jeans for me. I didn't end up buying the jeans because I thought if I asked one of you guys, like to the person listening to this, like if I was like, hey man, can I get 10 of you guys together and you buy me jeans? Like you'd be like, fuck off, Lewis. You don't need a $200 jeans. So, I didn't get it. But I thought to myself, I reckon at least 2 of you fucks could say, yeah man, I approve of you spending my ticket money on a $50 haircut. So I thought, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to treat myself. It's my birthday soon. I'm going to get myself a nice fucking haircut. So I went to this barber, and it was unlike anything I've ever been to before. The experience, the customer service, the amount of fucking bullshit stuff that people pretend they want when they pay a premium. Like I walk in there, and I didn't know what to do. I walked in there. There's like 10 people there, all doing some stupid, unnecessary thing that you don't really need. The guy at the counter, he's like, "Hello, sir." And I'm like, "Sir, I'm fucking younger than you. I'm not a sir. I'm incredibly vulgar man. You should not call me that." But he called me sir, and he's like, "Hello, what would you like today?" And I'm like, a haircut. Why the fuck else would I be here? And he's like, a haircut, certainly, sir. Well, have a seat here, and I'll be with you in a second. So I go, and I sit down, and then he comes over later, and he's like, how are you? What's your name? Please put your details in here and fill in all of this stuff. And I'm like, wow, what service? And then he's like, okay, so our cheapest haircut is a $50 one, and that gets you a wash and a haircut. I'm like, sweet, let's do that one. So then I sat down and I waited for a little bit, and there's all these people around me with like really good hair and tattoos. And as soon as I saw like the other types of customers in the shop, like I saw all of these fucking rich, cunty dudes who are extremely fussy about how they look and were just like bossing around the barbers. And I was like, if these assholes come here, the guys cutting hair must be really good, because assholes don't put up with like even slightly off service. So I'm like, cool. If I could give you guys any kind of advice, if you want someone to do a good job, go where the cunts are. Like, go where the cuntiest people are. If you see, like, a total asshole abusing the staff, you're like, they're good. I want to work. I want to go here. Because that asshole, the only reason he's there is because he wouldn't go anywhere else. He has to choose the best place. And he's still an asshole. So go where the assholes are, guys. That's where you want to be. So eventually this girl comes over and she takes me down to the basin and she starts washing my hair, which I've never had before. But before she washes my hair, she's like, "Sir, can I take your jacket?" And I'm like, I'm kind of cold. I thought to myself, I'm cold. I want to keep my jacket on. But then I also thought to myself, it's kind of fucking cool that someone takes my jacket. So I took out my jacket. She hung it up on the hook and I was like, fuck yeah, service. Then I sat down in the basin. She's washing my hair and all this stuff, asking me bullshit, inane questions like, "What do you do, Louis?" Blah, 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 like all that shit that I didn't really care about. And then she finishes washing my hair and I sit down and I've got another guy. He's the actual barber who's going to cut my hair. And I looked at him and he was this real trendy dude covered in tattoos. He had like a fucking safety razor tattooed on his hand. I'm like, that's the kind of dude I want to cut my hair. The guy who loves cutting hair so much he tattoos an implement on his fucking hand. I would never tattoo a microphone on my hand. Like, I don't care. I don't have the balls to do that shit. But he's like, by tattooing this on my hand, I'm a fucking barber forever now. And then as I sit in the chair, my barber goes, "Would you like a beer, sir?" I'm like, "Oh, like, is it for free?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's for free." And then I thought to myself, no, it's not. I paid fucking $50. It doesn't cost $50 for a fucking beer. I paid for this beer. And then I was like, "No thanks, I don't drink, but thank you anyway." He's like, "Oh, well, we have tea or coffee." And then I thought to myself, I don't really want a coffee or a tea, but fuck, I paid $50. I'm not going to let them, get away with it. I'm not going to let them win this interaction. If you ever get complimentary things and you don't accept them, you've lost, right? You just made them even more money. So fucking take it. Take the coffee, pour it down the sink. That's what I say. So I'm like, all right, I'll get a coffee. I don't even want it. And he makes me a coffee and he gives it to me and he puts the apron cape thing around me. And I've never had like a drink while getting a haircut. It's such a strange thing to do. It's so hard to get drink shit while you're getting your haircut, right? And he asks me how he wants my hair done and I tell him blah, blah, blah. Boring shit. But then he starts doing this shit that I've never seen a hairdresser before. You know when you go to a hairdresser and you say, "Hey, I want to look exactly like this," and then they go, "No, you're going to look like shit today." You know when they do that and then you just come up with a fucking haircut where you look like an absolute spaz? Like you got a bowl cut or something? This guy, I'm like, "I want my hair to look like this." And then he's like, "Absolutely, certainly, I'm going to do it exactly how you say." He starts doing my hair and then he goes, "Hey, I think with your hair, we should do it like this. What do you think?" And I'm like, "Good point, Mr. Barber. You should do that." And then he did it. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. He didn't just fucking do it and then I hated it. He asked me. That's amazing. And every time before he did anything, he'd be like, "Is it okay if I do this, sir? Is it okay if I do this, sir?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, fucking good on you, bro. Best service ever, $50 worth of service." So anyway, he gets into the cut, he's cutting my hair. I hate talking to people when they do shit. He started talking to me. I'm like, I just don't like talking to people when they do the thing. Like, I'm not your mate. Like, nothing against the guy. I'm sure he's a lovely dude, but I didn't come to a barber to talk about my fucking day. And I know he doesn't care either. Like, I know that he's just doing that because he has to do that. I'm just sick of that whole fucking bullshit thing where you have to pretend, where both of you have to pretend you want to talk to each other in case the other one thinks that you're rude. Because really, I reckon there's only probably about 10% of the population who actually enjoys talking to the person cutting their hair or the person doing their gardening or the person sucking their dick in a brothel. But everybody else doesn't give a fuck about the person sucking their dick or doing their gardening or cutting their hair. And the guy cutting their hair, he doesn't care about my day. What am I going to tell him? Like a fucking interesting story? No, I'm not. I'm going to say, "Yeah, my day was good. How about you?" "Yeah, it was good. How about that fucking politically correct issue that no one can get offended about?" "Oh, yeah, I also agree with you, man." Like, that bullshit conversation. I hate that stuff. So, anyway, he's cutting my hair, and I've got this coffee. Now, I can't, because he's cutting my hair, I can't move my head, so I can't really sip it properly. So I'm sipping the coffee like a retard, and I can't put it down either, so I just have to hold it, because I can't lean forward to put it on the bench, because then I'll have to lean forward to get it back, and so I'm just holding it. And as he cuts my hair, where the fuck does the hair fall? Of course, it falls into my fucking cup. So, at the start, I was taking normal sips of coffee, But then pretty soon, hair starts falling into the fucking cup, and then I have to like filter out the hair with my sips. So I start going like getting hair in my fucking mouth. And then like the more he cuts my hair and the more I sip my coffee, the more the coffee to hair ratio starts to drastically flip. And then pretty soon, what started out as a slightly hairy coffee just is like a slightly coffee hair. Like fucking this 10% coffee, 90% hair potion, and I'm sipping this shit like I've got fucking hair in my mouth. And then I'm thinking like, I don't want to drink this shit, but I can't put it down, so I have to finish it. And it's not like I can complain. Excuse me, sir, I've come into a barber and there's hair everywhere. I do not want this hair in my... Like, I can't be that fucking wanker. So I'm just drinking this coffee and it starts getting hairier and hairier and there's just hair everywhere in my mouth. I'm sipping this coffee and it's not a coffee anymore. There's just hair everywhere and you know, after about 10 minutes of just fucking hair in my mouth, I realized that I actually was sucking the guy's cock. I just didn't notice the difference between my hairy coffee and his cock. So ended up getting a discount on that haircut, which was pretty sick. No, I didn't suck his cock, but fuck, that coffee was awful. Never ever get a coffee or a drink when you're getting your hair cut, because it just turns into hairy bullshit. That's any advice I can give you. But yeah, he ended up doing a really good job, so I'm going to go back there. I hope they don't listen to that, because I just fucking bagged out their coffee. No, it's actually a really good barber. If I could recommend any kind of barber, King's Domain, South Yarra, shout out for the fresh cut. I'm going to be going back there every 2 weeks, so fucking there goes all of my money. Hopefully you guys approve of that purchase. But yeah, today's my birthday, so I don't know, I don't like doing fucking birthday celebrations. I had a 21st, that was really cool, but 22, no one gives a fuck about 22, do they? That's a very boring birthday. Like, birthdays get slightly, like, less milestoney. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you were young, every birthday was the fucking shit. And then you hit 15 and you're like, wow, you're properly a teenager. And then you hit 16 and you're like, wow, now I can fuck an 80-year-old man legally. Look that shit up. 16-year-olds can fuck anybody in Australia, just so you know. But don't get nudes from 16-year-olds, because that is child porn. Obviously, that really sounded fucking weird, didn't it? That really sounded like I'm talking from prior experience, but I'm totally not. Fuck. I should cut this out of the podcast, but no, I'm not going to do it. Haven't got nudes from 16-year-olds. That's fucked. But just so you know, then you hit 18. You're like, 18, you can drink, and you know, even though people have already been drinking since they were fucking 12 in Australia. Then you hit 20, and you're like, fuck, big 20, that's a 20. Then you hit 21, and you're like, fuck, this is 21. This is the last cool birthday I'm ever going to have. And now I'm at 22. And then really the only cool birthday you get after that is not even 30, really. 30's not impressive. 40, that's it. Like 40, congratulations, your life is fucking over. Like, that's what 40 is. But today I think I'm just going to hang out by myself. I'm going to go down to Chapel Street, walk around. You know what I love doing? I have this weird fucking habit that nobody else has. I really enjoy just browsing shops and not buying anything. I like just going down the street, going into a shop, looking at everything like as if I'm going to buy something, and then I just think to myself, one day I'm going to be able to afford this, and then I just fucking leave. And that's what I genuinely enjoy doing with my day. So I'm probably going to go down Chapel Street, look at shops and not buy anything like a fucking loser, and then maybe go to the comic shop, buy myself a nice comic. I reckon that Darth Vader series they've started looks really cool, or I might get crossed. Who fucking knows? But what else did I want to talk about today? I have it all written down. Oh yeah, Donald Trump. A lot of you guys have been asking me to talk about Donald Trump. And I didn't really want to talk about him because I don't know too much about American politics. But then I saw Donald Trump's fucking video of like his pre-speech warm-up act of like 3 young girls singing about America like he's Kim Jong-il or something. Have you guys seen that shit? Let me see if I can find some audio of it. Of like, this is at a presidential rally for Donald Trump. Let me just pause it and I'll come back to you so it doesn't take 10 minutes for me to find it. Okay, I found it. You guys ready? This is what he played. He does like, I don't know, American politics is so fucking weird. They do this thing where all the politicians just tour around the country and say shit like, America, freedom, bullshit, and then all of these fucking idiots in the crowd hold up posters that say, yeah, Donald Trump, woohoo, Bernie Sanders, yeah, fucking Hillary Clinton, or whatever they do. I don't know why they do that shit. It's like they're gods or something. Does any other country do that? Or is that just a really weird American thing? Who fucking wakes up one day, like they see in the news or on Facebook or whatever, that, oh my God, Donald Trump's gonna do a speech. I'm going to go down to a stadium and hang out with other people who like Donald Trump and hold a sign and just listen to what he has to say and then go, yeah, woohoo, I'm a part of something. My life doesn't suck. Who does that with their day? Fuck that. I'd rather just stay home. I mean, if you really want to do that, you should just watch it on fucking online. What are you doing sitting in the crowd there like some kind of fat idiot just doing nothing? Why do you have to go to these rallies? Why can't you just fucking vote for the guy? Isn't that enough? You're gonna go to some rally and clap and cheer with all the other fucking losers who will never be as successful as the politician you're gonna see? Like fucking, I don't know. It's just so weird. I really hope that we don't start doing that in Australia. All this shit. So this is before one of Donald Trump's speeches. He had this opening act. It's like 3 girls. They look about like they're all under 14 for sure. They're dressed up as American flags and they're singing. So this is what it sounds like. So right away, it's like produced by a mongoloid. Oh my God. Cowardice, are you serious? Apologies for freedom, I can't handle it. When freedom rings, answer the... I'm getting cancer! This is fucked. This is a 2-minute song. Oh my God, and the people in the fucking audience are just like, oh, this is so... No, I can't even listen. The people in the audience, I can't listen to that shit. People in the audience are all sitting there like fat idiots just going, wow, this definitely isn't propaganda. Oh my God. I can't deal with that shit. That's ridiculous. Why would you do that? And this isn't even... I don't hate Donald Trump either. This is just American politics in general. If any other politician did this, I'd be bagging him out just the same. As fucking hell. Why would you do that with your day? What a waste of your day. It just looks like propaganda shit from Hitler Youth. He's probably where he learned it from. Hitler was pretty good at that shit. I mean, if you can convince a whole nation of people to just hate Jews and kick them out, you're good at propaganda. But it's crazy, all of that kind of shit. I don't understand it. Why would you go to a rally for some politician that you support? Just vote for them. It'd be so much cheaper. You could go read a book and then realize that, hey, maybe this politician is actually a fucking psycho. But yeah, what are my thoughts? What are your thoughts on Donald Trump? Everyone keeps asking me, Donald Trump, do a Lou review on Donald Trump. I'm not going to Lou review Donald Trump. I don't think so anyway. I don't know enough about American politics. Like, you guys obviously think I'm a lot smarter than I actually am. But Donald Trump, look, I respect him. Shock horror. I respect Donald Trump. Not for any of his I don't know anything about his political ideas or what he's trying to do with the country, apart from that build the wall bullshit idea. That's fucking retarded. But I respect him because he seems to be one of the only politicians out there who just says the shit that he believes. Do you know what I mean? Like, people hate him so much because he actually, like, the dude actually thinks he can build a wall between Mexico and America. The guy actually thinks that he should ban all Muslims from the country. So... But at least he fucking says it. At least you know that's what he thinks. Do you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't it be a massive surprise if he was, all humanitarian saying, I'm going to fix everything. I love Muslims. And as soon as he gets voted in, he's like, just kidding. I'm going to build a fucking wall. Keep those muzzies out. Like, at least he says what he believes. You know what you're going to get when you vote Donald Trump in. Like, he's a fucking psycho, but at least you know you're getting a psycho. Like Hillary Clinton, I don't know what she's thinking. I mean, anybody who whose husband cheats on them and they stay with them so that they can get into politics, that's a sneaky bitch. Like, I don't know what's inside her head, and she scares the shit out of me for it. At least Donald Trump, I know the dude's fucking a lunatic. At least I know that he's insane. At least that's what I'm gonna get. Like, if you vote for a fucking psycho and then if you vote for a psycho and then when he's a president, he's a fucking psycho, at least you go, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that choice that I made because I knew he was a psycho. Like, you vote for Hillary Clinton and then you're like, who the fuck is this bitch? Or Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is great too. He seems to be saying what he actually believes. Probably with a little bit less racism and a little bit less Islamophobia as well. But Bernie seems to be cool. But look, I hope Donald Trump wins. I really hope he becomes president. Not because it would be good for the world. It'd probably cause fucking World War III. Just because it'd be good for me, that'd be a really good choice for comedy all around. Like, he's a really easy person to make fun of, so it'd make my job a lot easier if Donald Trump was president, because I'd have so much more material to work with. So it'd fuck the world. Entirely a selfish decision. It'd probably fuck the world, cause World War III. But hey, if World War III happened, at least I could probably, do something with my life. Kill a whole bunch of whoever we fight. Who cares? Brown people, Russian people, Asian people. Who cares? As long as it's for, on your team. Kill whoever you want. Go Australia. Woohoo. Patriotism. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Blindly following everyone else. That's what you want. Hey, this guy's wearing a white t-shirt. I'm going to get a white t-shirt. Hey, this guy wants me to kill Asians. I'm going to kill Asians. Hey, look, this poster said to enlist into the fucking army and, die. I'm going to do that. Because it's cool, man. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Donald Trump. He's a fucking psycho, but at least he's a fucking psycho. All right. Now I'm getting a little bit depressed because it is time for the worst part of the week, the worst part of this podcast, the worst part of my life. Miscellaneous bit at the end where I answer your questions and give you guys life advice. And fuck, I hate this part of the podcast. It sucks. Speaking of Donald Trump, actually, I actually went into the future in a time machine. Donald Trump wins the American election, and the world has descended into chaos. Everybody thinks that Muslims are terrorists. We're at war with Russia and China because Donald Trump said Putin was a faggot. So we're at war with them, and there's nuclear bombs going off. There's a nuclear holocaust. Hitler was brought back from the dead. I don't know how Donald Trump did it, but he fucking did it. And anyway, so I'm walking around this post-apocalyptic wasteland, and I ran into my friend who's a Muslim, and he's scared for his life. He's running all of the time. The dude lost his parents, and I'm like, fuck, man, are you alright? And then he goes, bro, what are you doing here? I thought you were dead. I thought we killed you for doing miscellaneous bit at the end of the podcast. And I was like, yeah, well, I've actually come from the past into the future to just check up on you guys. And he goes, well, fuck, man. You've just made, even though Donald Trump has started World War III, even though Hitler's back, even though I'm hunted, to the very ends of the earth for my beliefs that I don't force on anybody, I'm really, really sad today because this is definitely the worst part of this post-apocalyptic future. Not Donald Trump hunting me, not Hitler being returned from the dead. It's the fact that you are here and you're going to start doing miscellaneous bit at the end. So fuck you, Lewis. I hate you. Do not do miscellaneous bit at the end. But I'm sorry, guys. I have to do it. Turn off the podcast. Please do. I have to do this shit part. I hate the worst part of my week, worst part of my life. Miscellaneous bit at the end of the podcast. Now, I only got one question from you guys, so please do send more for next week. contact@loosespears.com is my email, or you can inbox my page, or Snappy, or Twitter, or whatever the fuck you guys want to do, you can do it. Just don't come to my house. I'll probably be really freaked out. So here's the question. I'm keeping it. The guy wants to be anonymous, so I'm going to make up a name. I'm going to call him Tim. The subject of this email: does my girlfriend have a right to stop me looking at porn? So already it's a good question. Hey, Lewis, I have friends who this guy might be disabled. I have friends who have girlfriends who are relaxed about such things, and some even watch porn together. How can my girl realistically believe she can stop me? So this guy's a fucking supervillain. Stupid girl, do you really believe you can stop me from watching pornography? You have no idea how much I watch and how good I am at hiding it. I've been hiding my pornography habits from my own mother for years, since I was 12 years old. Do you think you can stop me, you mere woman? Oh, it's an interesting one. Can your girlfriend stop you from watching porn? No, tell her to fuck off. Look, okay. Porn is just a thing that guys just sometimes have to do, and girls don't lie. Like, I guarantee you your girlfriend also watches porn. It's just a thing that people do. It's a fucked up thing that everybody does, and everyone's a little bit ashamed about it, and the world's probably a little bit fucked up because of it. But hey, everybody does it, you know? I'm sorry, you know? You know, Tim, your girlfriend, I'm sure she's a lovely, lovely girl. I'm sure, you know, she does some freaky stuff for you in the bedroom, but, you know, when old mate Tim wants to watch an Asian woman get absolutely ripped in half by a black cock, you know, can your girlfriend do that? You know, what does she want? You know, I bet you watch some really fucked up stuff on Pornhub, Tim. You know, if we had a look at your search history, we'd probably find, you know, fucking petite girl stretches asshole open with a baseball. What do you want? Come on, Tim's girlfriend, can you do that? No, you can't do that. You know, you don't want to put a baseball in yourself. So let old mate Tim watch whatever kind of fucked up porno he wants, because hey, you know, after if he watches that shit, he's not going to ask you to do it. You know, if he watches MILFs get torn apart by two black dudes, he's not going to ask you to do that. So you should feel grateful, Tim's girlfriend. You know, you should feel happy that you don't have to... You should feel happy that Tim isn't asking you to get ripped in half with a baseball. So be grateful, you know. Thank your boyfriend. Say thank you for watching porn, Tim. Thank you for cheating on me, kind of cheating on me, grey area, you know, Tim. Thank you very much. And Tim, you know, now your girlfriend, she's going to watch porn guilt-free, and she won't ask you to, you know, put a vibrator in your ass and dress up as a little girl. That's probably what she watches, you know. She's not going to ask you to, you know, dress up as her dad and beat her with a stick, right? I bet she's in some really fucked up stuff too that she doesn't tell you about, mate. You should watch that girl. Everybody's in some fucked up stuff, and sometimes porn is the only way you can get through that shit. I myself, midget gangbangs, that's my deal. Love that shit. Love a bit of midget gangbangs dressed up in sports uniforms. That's my shit. But that's the only question for miscellaneous bit at the end, and finally that horrible thing is over. If you want to submit a question, if you want some life advice, you know, don't just ask questions about me. I want to help you guys. If you have a question about how should you hit on a girl, if you have a question about one of my memories or my experience with something, I want to talk to you guys. Don't just give me, Lewis, what's your favorite fucking shoe? No, boring. I want to get in depth. If you want to remain anonymous, that's totally fine. I'll keep you anonymous like I did Tim with a fake name, and only you're going to know. It'll be our little secret. Just like Tim secretly watching porn. Only I know about it. You know, only I know about that shit. So shout out to Tim, or you know, quotation mark Tim, fake name, with the question. And thank you very much for listening. Also, just so you know, because the podcast is called Spearhead Sundays, you need to subscribe on iTunes to the new Spearhead Sundays. If you subscribe on the Podbean Android thing, that fucking thing sucks so much. You don't have to change it, but if you're listening to this on iTunes, please subscribe to this one. Send me some questions. Support me on Patreon. Check out my latest loo review on Gnome Star, the gnome dude. And yeah, I'll catch you next week. Thanks for listening. Spearhead Sundays, every single Sunday. Fuck you. I need a new sign off.